Creating content online can feel weird, awkward, cringy, all of those words that we use to describe recording ourselves and promoting our business. Today, I have ideas that are not cringe, that are not weird, that are not awkward, that literally bring clients to you. How do we know that these work? Well, we know because with these exact titles, we have attributed over $5 million in lifetime revenue from prospects clicking on these episodes, these title ideas, and then becoming clients on the other side. The podcast that I'm referring to is called Wealth Warehouse. It's not relevant right here and right now, but just so you know, I'm not bullshitting you. This is real life, and Wealth Warehouse is completely okay with me telling you all of the success that they've had with these title ideas. So I stole these from their podcast, one of our clients. Let's dive into it. All right, non-cringe title idea number 1. Real world example of thing you do in action. Real world example of life insurance in action. Real world example of SEO in action. Real world example of accounting in action. Sounds simple because it is simple. That's title number 1. Non-cringe title number 2. How to use X to eliminate Y. How to use life insurance to eliminate debt. How to use a podcast to eliminate a marketer. How to use a garbage truck to eliminate trash. It doesn't matter to me what it is. This is what you do. How to use thing you do to eliminate thing your prospect doesn't want. Non-cringe title idea number 3. Let's go. Why this type of person loves this thing you do. Why wealthy people love real estate investing. Why newbie founders love ChatGPT. Why real estate investors love the infinite banking concept. This is a psychological title because it implies that people who do a certain thing experience a certain outcome. And if you're not like them, if you're not in the in crowd, then you don't get that result. So this is a fantastic psychological hook. Non-cringe title idea number 4. The 5 rules of thing you do according to person. The 5 rules of marketing according to Seth Godin. The 5 rules of leadership according to Tony Robbins. The example we have here is the 5 rules of infinite banking according to Nelson Nash. Now, there's a few things going on here. The first is called name attribution or name association. We're actually hijacking the fame of somebody else and applying our opinion to it. What this does is it creates association between famous person in your industry and yourself, right? And or these ideas that are presented as well. So if you're a marketer, you might say the 5 rules of branding according to Gary Vee and why they're all wrong. Right? So you can add things onto these concepts as well. But this is a great way to associate yourself with somebody else. And to wrap this one up, I've done this with so many people. You know, Chris Williamson, Alex Hormozi, Joe Rogan. I'm a podcast strategist, so I'll look at the 3 rules of podcasting according to Joe Rogan and why I don't agree with them or why I do agree with them, right? This is not a tactical episode or a tactical idea. This is more so the top of funnel, and this is a great way to get new people in. All right, non-cringe title idea number 5. We have a special episode. So this is industry special, the military special, the founders special, the CEOs special, content planning for founders, the CEO special, content planning for founders, The law firm special, content strategy for lawyers, right? So what you're doing here is creating a special edition. It's a special edition, same thing that I do, a special edition car, a special edition toy. It's a very specific episode. We just did this for life insurance, the life insurance special, how we got 600 clients for a life insurance company, right? So what you can do here is really target industry specific. This is basically the opposite of the last one. This one's gonna really help you capture a specific subset and give them advice. So if you find that you're dealing with a few personas, maybe it's law, coaching, finance, education, then you can take one of those and double down and create this special edition episode just for them. All right, number 6, let's dive into it. This is going to be a flip. So instead of a good thing to do, this is going to be a bad thing to do. So 7 invalid things you do objections. 7 invalid whole life insurance objections. 7 invalid marketing strategy objections. So what you're doing here is you're positioning and saying, hey, other people are telling you to do this. That's not right, right? So what you're doing is actually positioning yourself against other people who do what you do and letting the audience know why they're wrong and you're right. Or maybe why your strategies make more sense in a particular scenario. So one more time, just because this one's a little complicated. 7 invalid whole life insurance objections. So 7 invalid things you do objections, right? So that's number 6. Number 7, this is one of my favorites. Let's see if I can actually read it off. I doubt it. All of my friends think I'm crazy for putting all of my money and time into thing you do. What should I do? ? Now this is a beast of a title because it fully positions you as the person doing the right thing and positions everybody else who doesn't agree with it as the outsiders. And what we're doing by asking that question, what should I do, is we're inviting people who are on the in crowd but aren't necessarily liked by the outside crowd to give them advice and create a safe space for them to talk about why people might not agree with what they do. Right? So this one is a bit complicated. How you might unpack this episode is you probably are going to want actual prompts, actual testimonials of people with real world experiences, right? So let me translate. To create an episode like this, you're probably going to want a caller, a listener, an audience member to send in their own story and then you react to it. So this is very much a reaction based episode, but super non-cringe, super practical, and it does great for that positioning of the in crowd versus everybody else. All right, this is the last non-cringe title idea, non-clickbait podcast ideas for founders, entrepreneurs, business owners. This works in any business. Let's get to it. Super simple, guys. Case study. So this is the exact title. Case study, : how one client earned X without doing Y. One more time. Case study, : how one client earned X without doing Y. Case study, how one client earned over $5 million in revenue without hiring a marketer. Case study, how one client generated over 500 podcast episode ideas without using ChatGPT. So what this does is it just showcases a client. This stuff is killer. Case study, how one client earned a tax-free, risk-free 33% interest rate without starting a new policy or without using a bank, right? For example, or without investing in real estate. So this one is absolutely killer for that bottom of the funnel content. That content that, is really pretty difficult to make, which is sales content, which is, hey, here's the results. Do you want it? This totally positions the client as the spotlight and as the client giving advice to the prospect. And the best people who can sell for you are not your salespeople, not you, the founder. It's your clients, as we both know. So appreciate you watching. All of these title ideas, if you want them, are in the description. It's called Script Science. I give you the script that we use for these videos. I give you the how-to. I give you all of these killer title ideas. All of them have either over 1,000 views or over 1,000 downloads on the podcast. All in there. First link in the description. Go grab it if you haven't grabbed it yet. I'm Ryan Sullivan. You know where to find me. Catch you next week.